All other sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly will I establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. All other sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me, obstructors who harm me, and those who create obstacles on my path to liberation and omniscience, may they experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly will I establish them in the state of unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. Dagla dang var je pedra no par je bege. Tarpa dan tam che gembe bahar du cho par che pa tam che ki so je pe. Manam ka dan yam pe sem chen tam che dewa dan de. Duk na dan drel nyor du la na me pa yang dak pa zo pe chan chu rin po she to pa ja. Thus, until I achieve enlightenment, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Until death, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. From now until this time tomorrow, I perform virtuous deeds with body, speech, and mind. Di che du samagi ki bar du luna gi song ge wala ku. Ma she bar du luna gi song ge wala ku. Du de ring ne song te nima sam da sam gi bar du luna gi som ge wala ku. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. In the Buddha, the Dharma, and Sangha most excellent, I take refuge until enlightenment is reached. By the merit of generosity and other good deeds, may I attain Buddhahood for the sake of all sentient beings. Sangye chodang tsoki chodnam la Changchu bardu dagni kyab suchi Dagi jinso ki pe sonam ki Drola penjir sangye druparjo. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. May all mother sentient beings, boundless as the sky, have happiness and the causes of happiness. May they be liberated from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they never be separated from the happiness that is free from sorrow. May they rest in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion. Manam kadang yampe sem chen tam che dewa dang dewe gyudang den par gyurche. Duk nyao dang duk nyao gi gyudang drawar gyurche. Duk nyao me pe dewa dang mi drawar gyurche. Ne ring chak dang ni dang drawe tong yam la ne par hyurche. Unequaled refuge, ornament of the world, your fame pervades the 3,000 worlds. You are the victor Vajradhara without a doubt. I bow at the feet of the Father Jigten Sumgun. Continually I think of no one but you. Compassionate One, grant your blessings. Dispel the darkness that surrounds my heart. Please bless me so that I realize the unelaborated nature of the mind. Kyab Gren Gi Do Me Zam Linken Drag Peton Sum Yon La Kyab So Me Gelwa Dorje Chang Pajik Den Gompe Sabladu Du Tak Tu Sam Kyu Kyo Le Me Jinji Lob Shik Tuk Je Chem Ningi Mun Pa Sel Ne Kyang Sam Tro Dwell Du Topar Jinji Lo Sashi Pu Shuk Shuk Sin Me To Dram Ri Rab Ling Si Ni De Gen Pa Di Sangye Sing La Mik Te Pul Wa Yi Dro Kun Nam Dak Sin Du Ke War Sho Kusum Yong Zog La Me Zog Nam La Chinang Sang Sum De Zin Ni Ki Cho Dag Lu Long Cho Nang Si Yong Se La La Me Jo Gi No Dru Sel Du So Chag Sel Wadang Cho Chin Shag Padang Jesu Yirang Kul Shing Sol Wa Yi Ge Wa Shung Se Da Gi Chi Sak Pa Tam Je Zo Pe Chang Chu Cherno Om Guru Deva Dakini Ratna Mandala Pratitsa Soha. Please turn the wheel of the Dharma of the two vehicles and their combination according to the dispositions and likewise the mental capacities of sentient beings.
Seje lombo dabo jebe ko seje zowa de languja doji janje de le naroda mamba mela jeje kambo ba pamandro ba jawande komba kajwe lama na languja. Good morning. Good morning. So we don't need to go through the preliminary topic on the teaching. Just try to do continually from the yesterday, because that, I think maybe a little bit short time, and almost half of books still live. So need to cover that, so that way we don't need to talk about the preliminary. This is normal. Try to generate the bodhicitta. Anything, basically every morning we should generate that mind of compassion one, that make ourselves pleased that today I want to do something for meaningful. I want to do something for have essence. I want to do something that I can carry long period of time. Not just only this life, many lifetimes, which benefit for me. So once we have that kind of a commitment, that kind of a pledge, and it helps us to carry on in the rest of day with the mindfulness. Just remember what kind of commitment we make this morning, and try to make sure also you have to witness yourself, that are you following what you make please or not. So that is a just we should do every day. Then, especially when we come to the called the Bodhicitta, there's a three discipline. Always need every day Bodhisattva have to do called the controlling the misbehavior. I think, yeah, Nije Tomba. What we translate, I forgot that. Like how to discipline, how to avoid in the non-virtuous constraint. Okay. 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 Then second one is a gathering the accumulation of merit. So not just only avoiding the misbehavior is not good enough, because if by avoiding misbehavior if that is good enough, then even tree and house and they have a chance to become Buddha, because they never engage to those non-virtuous action. So it's not good enough. And also large animal, they can go to hibernate. When they go to hibernate, they basically they don't have that conceptual thought for many months. So that way it's just controlling from the misbehavior is not good enough. On that, we have to do something meaningful, useful. Otherwise, you just avoiding from the non-virtue is that is enough. Then you kind of like a pretty much. I mean, you did some merit by avoiding, but most of time it's kind of wasted. So that reason we need to accumulate gathering the accumulation of merit, much is what we can do. As is like a smallest one is like giving someone to what called one bite of food, or maybe one cup of drink. Or biggest one is based on our own capacity. It's like when we accumulation of merit is not material. Is not important. Most important is what you're willing to do. From what kind of motivation make you to do that one. If you have a really strong mind, even small action can accumulate a great amount of merit. If you have a really narrow mind, narrow mind, even big accumulation merit can become small. So that reason, when gathering the accumulation of merit, really important. Also have to be supported by the mind. Then last third discipline or discipline, yeah, discipline is a benefit essential beings. So benefit essential beings here said, by giving, speaking nicely, and acting constantly, constantly, yeah, conscientiously, and meaningful. So this is yesterday we talked 4 means of gathering. Yeah, this is the 4 means of gatherings. First, you have to give some kind of food or anything that make the please. Then after the giving, try to say nice things, speaking nicely, and then acting consciently, consistently. Acting consistently mean yourself engage on the action of dharma activities. So what called acting consistently, then meaningfully. Or acting consistently mean not just only you making them please and make them happy, but also same time you make them to do something that is positive, something that's meaningful, something that is a benefit, Then meaningful one is if you make them to do, then you should do yourself too, Also it bring us a meaningful, or doing action as what we wishing to we ourselves as engage in that action what we wishing other will do too. So this is basically called the four means of gathering. One become container of the Dharma by giving. The person become a container of the Dharma. When you give someone something, the person become happy. Once that person become happy, and that person will willing to listen what you want to say, what you're going to give teachings. So that way it's become a container of the Dharma. Faith arises when you say nicely, then it makes that person believe in you. That person trust to you. That person have confidence in you. That is what faith mean. We need faith. We need faith. Faith means that you have confidence to can rely on that person. So that way faith arises. Then once wish are fulfilled, and once wish were fulfilled mean then what main reason you are like giving and then saying nice things that person can follow to the dharma, so that fulfilled and goal are achieved. So this is a three called the discipline. I think it can use as discipline, yeah, discipline of the bodhisattva, like controlling the misbehavior. I think can say that way, controlling the misbehavior, gathering the accumulation of merit and benefit essential beings. Through these three are the bodhisattvas called the discipline. Then after that, dedicated to attaining omniscience. Whatever merit we accumulate, we have to dedicate it. Without the dedicated, can be destroyed. And the next one is this is a mistranslation. Request to the twin will of Dharma. It's not request to the twin will of Dharma. Request to other to engage what you're doing, like meritary action. Request to other to be engaged in that action. So that is a request is here, not twin of the Dharma. So this is a mistranslation. We try to fix, but still we miss this part. And so that way, so encouragement. This can be request or encouragement to other. You can say request or encouragement to other to. The root text should be just encouragement. No need. This say request to turn will of Dharma. Yeah, that is a mistake. Yes, not request. Encouragement. It should be encouragement, because in Tibetan said kulwa. Kulwa mean also request. Kulwa mean the encouragement. Kulwa. Most of time people say kulwa mean immediately turn will of Dharma, but here is related to the earlier talking for the three discipline, especially for talking about the four gathering of the four means of gathering. So yourself is doing that one. Same time you are encouraging to other to do that one too. So that way encouragement is better, I think. Then rejoice. Rejoice is the same always, Chamiraga, as I said, when you see others doing meritorious action, you should rejoice without the jealousy. If you rejoice, you will get same amount of merit. So that reason they will learn how to rejoice. If dedication of the merit gather over the three time in the samsara and nirvana is a mode properly, this purpose will be fulfilled. So this dedication, especially in the Lord Jidesungpan road, request by the what called Sangha community. There are many dedication road, Jidesungpan road, many small dedication. But one is a request by Sangha community, communitily, the road is we normally chant by the virtue collecting in the 3 times by myself, and that one is especially the Kunkaji tradition. Similar like that, bunch of Lord Jetsungu wrote the dedication by request by the individual, but this one is a particularly request by the Sangha community. So that way, all time we use after our prayer. That meaning is here also dedication as a gather over the 3 times. So we can make sense for the past and present. How can we bring the future? So then the argument is how can you dedicate the future one? So answer is if you can offering with the visualization or imaginary offering, yeah, we call the imaginary offering or visualization.
Visualized offering.
Yes, visualize offering that's created by mind. Why you cannot bring future merit to present through the minds, by mind. So by mind bringing the future's merit to present, already dedicating. So that is that reason 3 times is come. 3 times, and samsara and nirvana. So samsaric merit is what we do like for example, I think even like a moral ethic with the renunciation, bodhicitta, taking refuge, or wisdom paramita, this kind of merit is becoming automatically merit of the nirvana or enlightened merit, because it's aiming to the enlightened. And samsaric merit is like normally we do like generosity, morality, patience, this kind of action is becoming samsaric merit. So those all samsara and nirvanas, more properly this purpose will be fulfilled. When you dedicated that one, then whatever you wish, what we wishing is for the liberation. What we wishing is to achieve the dharmakaya, Buddhahood, So that will be fulfilled by the dedicating. If you're not dedicated, without the dedicate, that merit can be damaged by easily. Like for example, you have a pride by doing that merit, and you announce to other with a pride. Make sense? Oh, I have done this today. If you announce with a pride, it can be damage that merit, because there is a pride involved. Yeah, announce here? You can say announce. One is that. Or if you have a remorse, regret, I'm sorry. If you have regret before dedicating, if you have regret of that merit, can be diminished by regret. Or saying means word, like bad word to the holy beings, can be destroyed. And of course, if you have a wrong view, even you dedicated can destroy it. Then, Shantideva also said, one moment's anger can destroy the 1,000 years merit too. So that reason, I think basically strong afflicting emotion, some degree of a strong afflicting emotion can destroy that merit. So that reason, I think dedicating is important. So that way I said, without the dedicated merit, they will be deplete. Yeah.
Deplete.
It means Okay. Yeah. Wrong dedication lead to the wrong result. Like you accumulate the merit, and wrong dedication is a, oh, I become a rich, or I become a reborn in the higher realm, or I become a powerful so I can destroy my enemies. So those are wrong dedication. So then it can be fulfilled, but then it's becoming a wrong direction of the negative, thought. So that reason cannot be wrong dedication, because it will give wrong result. Whereas a proper dedication cause omniscience. So what is the best? Why we can dedicate? For what reason we dedicate is to achieve the omniscience, Buddhahood, Dharmakaya. This is how one attain the mundane and yeah, I think should say. So now it's a result of the bodhicitta. This is the result of the bodhicitta. What you can one attain the mundane. I think it's just a mundane. Uh, what is the traverse? Traverse.
Travels. Travels.
Ah, okay. Ah, okay, okay, okay. Okay. So it's a yes, it's not super mundane. It's called the mundane. But why is the mundane? Is a for the five path. Path of the accumulation and the path of the application is not yet super mundane. So travels through the two path. Those two. Make sense? Then is said 10 pure bhumis. Yes.
So the first two are not.
So attain the mundane.
Yeah.
Okay.
Path of the accumulation and so
Are mundane.
yeah. So this translation is a little bit rough. Should be mundane, traverse to the mundane, and super mundane and pure bhumi. Yeah, because this is talking about the like a mundane is talking about the like path of the accumulation and path of the application, and what called the super mundane is talking about the path of the seeing from the first bhumi to seven bhumi. It's called the impure what called impure bhumi, and from the 8 to 10 is the pure bhumi. So those is the 10 bhumi, are the pure and impure 10 bhumi. Should be impure and impure 10 bhumi, and perfect wisdom. And that resolve three countless eons. Three countless. Countless is a name of number, actually, Tibetan. Yeah. Number, we count the 1, 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000. As every 10 times count as a 1. That this number then become, when it becomes 60, is the name of the number is called countless. Yes, 10th of the 60th is called the name is called the countless Dame. So this is a name of the number like we have like trillion, billion, same thing's a name. It's not saying as a there are no, can't count.
Beyond counting.
No, it's not about the beyond counting. It's countable. Yes, this is a specific number. In the Tibetan we have that is the highest number. I think this is from India. Sanskrit, I think so. From there to above there are no number anymore.
So 10 times 68.
Yeah, times 68 is called the Tangme. Tangme means the countless.
Novum decillion in English. Novum decillion.
Yeah, 3 noble decillions. Yes, 3 noble decillions by 3 noble decillions. Also, this one is based on the Shakyamuni Buddha's life story. It talks as 3 noble decillions. Maitreya took like 35 noble decillions. So each Buddha have little bit different. So Shakyamuni has to put more effort. That way, Shakyamuni Buddha took only 3.
Novum decillion
Huh?
eons. 3 novum decillion eons.
Oh, that one.
Khenpo, how long is an eon?
Eon is a every 200 every 200 years. No, every 200 years, 1 year reduce. That's from the age 10 to becoming 8,000.
Oh, the human lifespan.
Yeah, human lifespan.
Right.
That is, I think every 200 years. Every 100 years. Every 100. First one is 200 years. Every 200 years from that 10 year to until 80,000 lifespan. 84? 80? No, 80. 80,000. 80,000. Every 200 years, one increase from 10 to become 80,000 lifespan. That is a one length. That kind of 80 times is a 1 eon.
Thank you for the clarification.
Yes.
Just a little tiny time.
Yes, it's a short. It's a really short.
Short time to
But
Buddhahood.
but it is not necessarily have to go through exactly that number, because when Avalokiteshvara was the first Bhumi, he received from the Tathagata drum sound the great compassion mantra, and he recited that great compassion mantra from first Bhumi to he jumped to the 8th Bhumi. So there are some kind of like strong meritorious act can jump many eons, but cannot jump the great eon.
Somebody's done the math here, and a regular kalpa is about 16 million years, and then a great kalpa is 1.28 trillion years.
Yeah, 60 million is a 4 time.
Yes.
60 million have to be 4 time. This is becoming one great kappa. Yeah. But this is not necessarily have to be every like 24 hours, 7 days. That's a way to count, because some bodhisattva can reduce that or long period of time by one action. Like one bodhisattva, great bodhisattva, and he went to begging food, and one girl so attached to him, and he let go his own vow to marry to her for 7 years or 20 years something, live with her. By that action, he reduced many eons merit. Not reduce, I mean increase. Reduce of the to the timetable. So some kind of like a strong action, then can be cover long period merit also. Can say long period?
But is time is part of phenomenal display, right?
Yeah.
So if you're like a Milarepa and you can actually do anything on ultimate level, you could change that time frame.
Yeah, I think so. Like that way in the Vajrayana, there's called in even one lifetime you can achieve the liberation. You don't have to wait for the 3 eons, countless eons. If you are like Milarepa, who, can put that much. But saying in the Vajrayana is saying even you have like Milarepa, long as you hold the Samaya purely, you're not going to take longer than 7 lifetimes to liberate from the samsara. So then I will tell you a little bit about what is samaya, how to hold that. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Now is second is a 5-fold path of the Mahamudra. Second is a deity yoga. After the Bodhicitta, first is Bodhicitta called the special preliminary practice. Second is a deity yoga. So said, person who with a great effort desire to quickly liberate it must rely on the qualified teacher and receive the full empowerment completely through washing, pouring, wood, utterance. Yeah. Yes. So it's saying it's a great effort to quickly liberate, rely on the qualified teacher. So qualified teacher is from the Yuti Tower. Yuti Tower means the illusory magic, what called? Tower is how to?
Display.
No. Tower means the kind of net, illusory magic net. I think that is tantric, one of the tantric's name. Yeah, illusory magic net. It said. Yes. Tenzin dula loto des. Temba mean the staple. Dulwa mean the what called disciplined, and loto then mean the intelligent. So this is basically the meaning is talking about the 3 disciplines, 3 trainings. By stable by the training of the morality, and disciplined by the training of the samadhi. Huh?
Are those reversed?
No, temba is should be yeah. Dulo mean the mind tame. Yeah, not just discipline as a physically, mind tame, yeah, tame the mind by the samadhi, and intelligent by the wisdom. So those 3, and have a patient, and honest, have no deceitful. That spiritual master, qualified spiritual master, and have understand of the mantra and tantric's meaning. And there's called the 10 Dinyichu, 10 darkness. I don't remember exactly number of the 10. So those are some kind of qualities, and have a knowledge of how to build the sand mandala or how to build the mandala, and who can give the fearlessness to the sentient beings, and have a joy or devotion to the great vehicle of the Vajrayana. So this thing is called qualified to the Vajrayana spiritual master. Receive 4 empowerment. From that spiritual master, then you have to receive the 4 empowerment: vast empowerment, secret empowerment, wisdom empowerment, 4th empowerment. But this 4 empowerment is only talking about the Anuyuga Tantra. Action Tantra, there's called the 2, water empowerment and a crown ornament empowerment. Water empowerment is the same as a vast empowerment, basically. So action tantra, there's a two empowerment: was water empowerment and crown ornament empowerment. Uh, uh, not ac- not action. Sorry. Oh yeah, action and contact empowerment have a water empowerment, spoon empowerment, mirror empowerment, given dharma teaching empowerment. So those four.
Water, spoon, mirror, and dharma teaching.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, then you can read from there. So that is there. Then that's good. So I don't have to read. 92. Yeah.
94. 94
Okay.
performance.
Okay. So basically, all this action, conduct, yoga, anu-yoga, tantra, all have a water empowerment. This is important part. Water empowerment is in the anu-yoga tantra we use as a vase empowerment. You receive the vase and the water is transformed as a yourself as a cleaning, first clean and receive all the wisdom by after the cleaning. And that is also giving you water empowerment mean the introducing your five aggregate as a five Buddha family by that water, because that water is not just water. Buddha enlightened all the enlightened wisdom form as a water. So that way is mainly introducing in the vast empowerment, introducing your five aggregate as a five Buddha family. That reason Lord Jiddu Sungpa said within the four empowerment, the vast empowerment is the most important, because the vast empowerment is directly connected to the Vajrayana, distinguishing Vajrayana. Otherwise, secret empowerment and wisdom empowerment is not necessarily only Vajrayana. It can be in the Mahayana too. Slightly, they're little bit different way, but Mahayana also have called the emptiness and compassion. That's not much different than wisdom empowerment and secret empowerment. But vast empowerment is different. You are transforming to the enlightened form. It's in generation stage. Make sense? So because of the generation stage, completion stage become a Vajrayana. Without the generation stage, completion stage cannot become a Vajrayana. Like without the generation stage, Mahamudra is the same as a Panjana Paramita. With the generation stage, Mahamudra is becoming Vajrayana practice. So that reason, Lord Jiddu Sungpa said, vast empowerment is the most important. Same thing is for Tantra. Everyone have water empowerment, commonly. So that is showing us the vast empowerment, why is it so important. Then this four empowerment is basically talking about the anu-yoga tantra, because when you talk the highest one, when you talk about the highest one, include all the other one. Like for example, you practice in deity, even you don't have an action tantrics one deity's empowerment, that particular deity's empowerment. If you have anu-yoga tantric empowerment like chakra sambhavara, kala chakra, or hevajra, or guya samaja, some things, you can practice if you have the transmission, like action tantric deities. But when you receive the action tantric empowerment, you cannot practice the anu-yoga tantric deity. Higher one can cover the lower one, but lower one cannot cover the higher one. That reason here mentioned the four empowerment. The reason is that one. So that way I said, receive the four empowerment from the qualified teacher. So the empowerment mean called the washing and pouring word utterance. It's called washing and putting. What washing is by the recipient, the nectar, wash all our defilement, body, speech, mind. And what putting is all the wisdom. So that is abhisheka and abhiketa. It's a mantra is using as a abhishek mean I think washing. Yeah? Yeah. washing or purifying the defilement, and pouring of the wisdom. So that is what is mean, or that's word empowerment means, so word utterance. Through this, all which will be accomplished. But without this, no siddhi will be attained. So without the empowerment, as I normally said, without the empowerment, hoping accomplishment is like a try to get oil from the sand. But then Nyeden said it's possible. Now, yeah. So, but
I think it's comparing sand to sesame seeds, and you can't
Yeah.
get sesame oil
yeah,
from sand.
from the sand actually, if you squeeze sand, you cannot get the oil. Bottom of the sand, there's oil. It's not from the sand. Yes, looks like, but it's not from the sand.
In the tar sands, I think the oil's mixed with the
The
sand.
oil of the sesame seed.
Pound sesame seeds, you get oil.
Oh.
If you pound sand, you don't
You,
get oil.
yeah, yeah. So you, no matter how much you,
Sand may look like sesame seeds.
But it will bring it.
yeah. So here the samaya is, I think this is the samaya. Noble is this advice to not transgress the three which has received. We receive empowerment. When we receive empowerment, what receiving? You know, three door transform to the body, speech, mind of enlightened wisdom. Our body transform to the deity, called the all appearance as a deity. Our speech transform to the mantra, all sounds as a mantra. Our mind transform to the wisdom, all thought as a empty. That is the samaya. If you can keep this one, then you don't need practice actually. That makes sense. You know, it's not going to take longer than 7 lifetimes to achieve the liberation. So, but this is have to be, you really need a strong mindfulness to keep in that one. So that is the main samaya.
List those again.
Huh?
Say those again. Say
So-
that list again.
Appearance as a deity, yeah. Sounds as a mantra, and a thought as a emptiness. Yes. So our body as a deity, speech as a mantra, and a mind as a emptiness. So that is what mean the saying is a noble is this advice. So noble is talking about the Buddha. Buddha advised us. What he advised is not transgress the three which has three which one has received. So what we receive in empowerment is body, speech, mind as a transform to the what called enlightened wisdom, body, speech, mind. That is what we receive. Make sense? So don't transgress that one. Common root and branch, precept, so on are to be absorbed. Also cannot be comment of downfalls. That is also part of the samaya. Make sense? What is a common essay? Common essay. From what sutra? Now I think maybe there's in the commentary there's the common one, but basically said one of the Anuyuga tantric, I think Hevajar or somewhere said, you cannot kill the beings, do not lie, do not steal, which does not belong to you, do not sexually misconduct, and do not toxicant. Basically, I think this become the 5 precept, what normally we use. Yeah, Vajrapik Tantra. So that is it common. Why is it commonly? Because it's a Vinaya, Bodhicitta, and Vajrayana. everyone have to follow this basic precept. Yeah, so that reason is common. Then root and branch. Then there's in the Vajrayana itself have a action tantra have root and branch, yoga tantra have it and all. But normally what we know is a new yoga tantra called the root, 14 root downfall and 8 branch downfalls. In the tantra. This result will be achieving all the benefit and happiness. So benefit is talking about the temporary benefit, like you get to the long life, you get to those called the common cities. Like you can have an eye that can see the under the ground what what is there. You can see the long distance. You can live the long life and this and that. There's eight. I think there's 8 common city. Yeah, that is talking about the benefit, and happiness is an achievement of the uncommon city, which is the realization of the Mahamudra. A failure, if you lose the vow by the common or root downfall or branch, so too will lead to be falling into the lower realm. Therefore, protect them while one does one's own life. So, if you lose, if you have a downfalls, so it's in the commentary, I think on page 114 there is a detailed mention. But once you have the root downfall from the Vajrayana, you have to confess within the 3 years. If you pass the 3 years, you cannot restore. If you confess that within the 3 years, you have to restore. For example, you broke your samaya with your root lama. If your root lama is alive, you have to confess to that root lama person within the 3 years. And there's some like a purification, like a peaceful, paya puja and a chalk offering. And so there's have a number of things you need to do. If your root lama is already passed away before you are confessed, you have to confess. If that root lama have a wife or children, confess to them. If root lama have no wife or children, then you have to confess to the disciples who's related to that lama. So those are important to have to learn how to confess if we commit the kind of downfalls from the root from the Vajrayana. So, and also as I earlier mentioned, I said not transgress the 3 which one has received. Not just only that one, also what is mean that this samaya mean also body as a have to be generation stage on the radius generation stage. Speech as a speech as a meditate on the wind channel and recite the mantra. Minds as a meditate on the bindu of bodhicitta. So that is what is mean what Buddha said to be 3 what are not transgress the 3 which one has received. If our body is becoming now, this is I think same things also. Once we have this one, then we're not allowed to abuse our body by using different like alcohol, drug, or things like that. And because the body is now pure and part of the deity's form, and if you use them, this kind of a substance, you're damaging to, you're harming to not just only your own body, you're harming to the deity. You know.
In John Contro's 10 Treasuries, the volume on ethics has a really detailed layout of the commitments and what constitutes
Yes.
violation. And what sometimes the actual meaning of it is, other than what it kind of sounds like on the
Yes.
surface, or the ordinary language, it sounds like, and he tells you what it actually really inner meaning of it is. If people are interested in the details of it, that's a really good source.
Yes, I think so. That's a really good one. And there's also one commentary of the three vows by one of the Drupal master, but it's not. I don't think so. It's in English. So his one have all the root and branch downfall of the action, contact, yoga, and yoga all separately. I think Jamgokundi maybe that one have. Yeah, I remember reading that one. Yeah, that one is English. So, and if you have time, you should read. That is a really good one, especially second volumes. Yeah.
What's the name of the book?
Treasure.
It's the second volume?
Yeah.
There's a whole volume on ethics, but I don't remember which. There's a whole
No,
volume
there's
on
three
ethics.
books. There's three books. Second, second book. This is the main to those all detail for empowerment, distinguishing all detail.
What's the name of the book?
The 10 Treasures of Junk and Control.
Yeah.
And
Treasure of
a
knowledge.
couple of volumes on
I think it's
Tantra.
called a treasure of the knowledge.
Yeah,
Shijutsu.
Treasury of Knowledge. Yeah, there are a couple of volumes on various aspects of Tantra, and there's a volume that's on ethics, and it's divided into three parts of, the Upashaka and Bodhisattva and Tantra, and the ethic part of Tantra goes all into the vows.
Meditate on the essence of the Dharma, which has a abundance of the enlightenment factor and the pure immaculated method, body of the great being, and the wish-fulfilling gem and the center of the space. Non-dualism like a water stream and the inexhaustible jewel treasure. So here, meditate of the essence of Dharma, which has the abundance or many meaning, yeah, variety,
Right.
yeah, variety of enlightened factor, like a generation stage, completion stage, and those things are all from there. So what we actually meditating as a briefly here said pure immaculated method, which is mean the bodhicitta, that is a pure immaculated method. The body of the great being, the deity yoga. The wish fulfilling gem as a guru yoga. Center of the space as a Mahamudra. Mahamudra is like space, And we taught last winter about the conscious Mahamudra, the Tiluba. Always the example, your mind is like space. That's the best example can get to the Mahamudra. Closest. Because space is not nothing. Space is we use every day. Yeah? Without the space, we couldn't live. We couldn't live. But yet, space, there's no form, no color, no shape. Cannot describe. So Mahamudra is like that. That way I said space, center of the space. Non-dualism like the water stream, the inexhaustible jewel treasure is the dedication.
Never known that.
Yeah.
That is beautiful.
Once dedicated, it's becoming like a treasure, never end. I think that reason. Because from now on, until we become an enlightenment, complete Buddhahood, result will give continually. Without losing the what called that merit, without exhausting that merit. Yes, like a stream of water continually come, it never end. Inexhaustible treasure. I said dedication. Okay, so that is the briefly. Now detail. Precious mind endowed with the loving kindness and compassion is expense as the key. Sky, I'm sorry. Expense as a sky. It means the sky have no distinction, not distinction or kind of
Distinguishing characteristics.
yeah, distinguishing. Like I like this one, I don't like this one, I want to help this one. No. So bodhicitta is need like every sentient being equally. That way, this expands like a sky. All that arise from the mind become the accomplishing whatever it intend. So that is the bodhicitta. And second one, so all that arise from the mind become the and accomplishing whatever intent is a dedication talking about. Here, dedication is come before the after the bodhicitta. So this is talking about the dedication. So how to dedicate it is here. As I think there's a, I don't know exactly page, is already commentary in there. If you want to benefit sentient being, dedicate it with the bodhicitta, as a bodhicitta. If you want to be free from the obscuration, practice as a yidam. If you want to be receiving the blessing and accumulate the quality as a dedicated with the devotion of the Guru Yoga. If you want to be pongde means the like a what call that? It's kind of like it help you to improvement.
If you aspire to enhance your dedicate by means of Mahamudra, before that it's using the word faith. If you aspire to obtain spiritual master's blessings, dedicate with faith.
Okay, after that.
If you aspire to enhance your realization, dedicate by means of Mahamudra.
Enhance. What is enhancement?
Improve.
Improvement, yes.
Better.
So, yeah.
Develop.
Yeah.
Page 120.
Okay, so just read there. I don't need to talk.
It's too easy now.
Yeah, it's really easy.
We like hearing you talk.
Since we don't understand what we are reading.
We could read it.
We could read it,
Sink
but-
in.
Many of the Tantrayana, like per model, co-emerge, Guya Samaja, and so forth, arise from the bodhicitta. So it said per model co-emerge. Per model co-emerge means that per model we are deity. But we not recognize it. That way we couldn't see as a deity. You know, that deity is permodally within the us. So that is what is mean the permodally co-emerge. Henji sukeba. Like we born with our shadow. You know, same things like the co-emerge mean the born together. Exist together. So here, permodally co-emerge as a 5 aggregate as a 5 Buddha family, and come as a 18 Dadu as a Bodhisattvas, and all the join of the body as a wrathful, So that way called the three gathering of the deity's complete mandala is always be within the us from the primordially. Yeah. So when we receiving, for example, empowerment, or when we practice in deity yoga, we must have those three called the Tenzin, three gathering. Yes.
Could you say that, like, if we got the Chenrezig Zig empowerment and practice Chenrezig Zig, and then the co-emergence would be that when we gain realization, we realized that we were always Chenrezig Zig? Is it like that?
In this case, basically saying you receive the generous empowerment or not, it doesn't matter. You always emerge with the generous quality within the us. We share that one. But through the empowerment, transmission, instruction, then we get realize that we have that primordially. Introduce that one. So they all arise from the Bodhicitta. Those deities, manifestation arise from the Bodhicitta. Which is stability, abiding, clear, and pure. This is a three characteristic of the generation stage. Which is stable by abiding, clear, and pure. Stable abiding is normally we use as a divine pride. We have the confidence of I am the deity. That confidence or divine pride can have if you have primordially you have that quality. If you don't have that primordially that quality, even if you said I'm deity, you just pretending yourself. You just deceiving yourself. It not become a divine pride. It become a divine pride because co-emergently exists within us, the deity. So that reason said stably abiding.
That was good.
Yeah. Then clear and pure. As a clear means that how to clearly visualize. That's practice of the habitude. Right now our habit is so much distraction because seeing like a whole lifetime we see material things. That way bring it back to the deity is really hard. When Nagarjuna made the old guy, he couldn't bring anything else beside the buffalo in his mind. So that is how we have that problem. So how we do is that reason we buy the picture, Thanga statue, use them, look at them constantly. Then one day, slow, it print in our mind to become a clarity to ourselves, become that one. Then purity means that you have to know the pure meaning of those all the image, whatever show. Color have a meaning, ornament have a meaning, number of arm have a meaning, number of head have a meaning. Like a medicine, you have the label on the bottle. The bottle the label tell you that what is in that medicine, what kind of benefit get, what kind of quality have. Same thing is the deity's image tell you the inner quality. That is what is purity mean, the pure quality, pure meaning as shown by the image of the deity. So this is generally called the three characteristics of the generation stage, deity yoga. Here used as a stably abiding. Normally we use as a divine pride, yeah, divine pride, and clarity and purity. Accomplish the deity through the secret practice. So this is normally this is really secret. Why it's a secret? Because somebody who not gone through the training of the ripening cannot understand. Like when you see the union of the deity, if you don't know about the Vajrayana, you may say, oh, there's a Kama Sutra. Picture of a Kama Sutra. It's exactly can say that way. Then people see that way. Then we feel that way. Then we think that is that way for that reason. Make sense? And when you see the wrathful one, we said, oh, there's a really scary one. So because we don't have inner meaning. Normally we said the union of the deity is a symbol of the purification, free from the attachment. You know, that image of the deity with the wrathful is a symbol of the compassion. It's hard to understand. So that reason, until somebody have enough to understand, shouldn't tell everything. These days, like a mandala make everywhere for the business. If you go to a proper empowerment, until to the certain degree of empowerment completely done, you're not allowed to look at the mandala. Mandala show after all the empowerment done, like Kala Chakra, one Dalai Lama doing Kala Chakra. After the Kala Chakra completely done, then they have a blessing of this of viewing the mandala. You're not allowed to view the mandala before all those ceremony. Even you, so that reason have reason to keep the secret. Not because it's a secret, not because there's something need hide. There's nothing to need hide, but it's difficult to understand. It doesn't work also if you try to do that something that is not time. Make sense? Untimely doing. If you try to do something untimely, it doesn't work. So that reason he is saying deity through the secret practice. If somebody is not have can call the not fortunate, not have a kind of member. It means I think not fortunate one, not have karmically connected. Then it give them a distorted emotion by seeing those. So it is not helpful. So that reason is just talking about the keep secret. And also one Western scholar said, Vajrayana is naturally a secret. That is true.
Mm-hmm.
It's a self-secret because it's not easy to understand. So the problem is that when you show that one, they're not going to get what the meaning, self-secret one. They think something else. Misinterpret. Interpret. And only harm, not help. So that reason saying is accomplish the deity through the secret practice. Like I wasn't that good because I gave both time I did Chakra Sambhava twice. I gave the mala away to people, But normally we keep that one. Even not just keep that one. You never show anyone. You keep in the bag, the mala. Yourself recite the mala using in the bag. If you are in the retreat, maybe you can bring out. For the publicly, not show even the mala. So that is what it means. Invoking the mind through mantra. So invoking the deity's mind through the reciting the mantra. For that, become more stronger if you use praise. Praise?
Praise.
Yeah. Praise is become more helpful or more stronger of the invoking the mantra. So like Chakra Sambhavaras, praise there is a praise called the 8 verse praise. It's called the root mantra actually.
There are 8 verses to
Praise the Chakra Sambhava.
Yogini also.
Yogini, both. is called the root mantra. Praise is a part of the recitation of a mantra, because if you read that there's a text, Marble wrote about the Tara, and that supplication or praise is a kind of like a become quicker accomplishing of the recitation of a mantra by using praise. That way. So I think praise is also part of the mantra. Without this, actualization is not feasible. The result is attained through this. This is the root of the city, like the king of jewel. So now it's said it's the root of the city, it's the king of the jewel. So root of the city, there is a common city and uncommon city. So all the root of the city is talking about the Guru Yoga. So here Guru Yoga, root of the city is the king of the jewel, is seeing Guru as a Buddha, bring the treasure of the Buddha's three kayas. If you see Guru as a Nirvana Kaya, you get the treasure of the Nirvana Kaya, achieve the Nirvana Kaya state. If you see Guru as a Sambhoga Kaya, you get the treasure of the Sambhoga Kaya, which means that you achieve the Sambhoga Kaya. If you see as a Guru as a Dharma Kaya, you get treasure of the Dharma Kaya. That means that you plant the seed as a Guru, you achieve the Dharma Kaya. So that way, Guru is as a treasure. Treasure get all the wealth, what you going to get. Same thing is through the Guru devotion to get those three kayas. What you see the Guru, you achieve that one.
Dumb question.
Yeah.
We don't have the capacity to see the Guru as Dharmakaya.
So that way, it said when we are ordinary beings, rely on the Guru as ordinary beings. Yeah. Until you become capable to see the Dharmakaya. It doesn't mean that you always have to see. But in the Vajrayana, if you just visualize or meditate or devotion as a Guru, as a Dharmakaya, is better.
Okay.
The blessing is better. Imagination. Can you
Yes.
say? Yeah.
Visualization.
And visualization. So that is from the Guru Yoga. So on the Guru Yoga, devotion is the most important. If you see Guru as a Dharmakaya, you can have a realization of the Mahamudra. If you see Guru as a Sambhogakaya, fulfill all your wishes. Tibetan. Yeah? Fulfill all your wishes. If you see Guru as a Nirmanakaya, you will get benefit to many sentient beings. If you want to accumulate merit, visualize Guru on the crown. If you want to realize that your own inner nature mind, visualize Guru in the heart. If you want to be free from the obscurations, Guru meditate at the sacred place. From the Guya Samaja, Samadeva is Guya Samaja. In the Guya Samaja, the Tantra said, all the Buddhas CD of the body, speech, mind is within the Guru's three Vajra. Vajra body, Vajra speech, Vajra mind. with a great devotion, stably abide in the inseparable of 3 points. So this is as earlier I mentioned, inseparable of the 3 points is saying is like if you want to accumulate the merit, material guru on the crown. If you want to accumulate the what called the want to see as your own nature of a mind, material guru at the heart. If you want to be free from the obscuration, and meted on the guru as a secret place. So that is called the 3 point. Without eye of the devotion, it is impossible with, to can travel anywhere. Without eye, you cannot go anywhere. Same thing as without the devotion, one can achieve the complete liberation into the Buddhahood. Without, with the eye of a devotion, yeah, without the eye of a devotion cannot achieve the complete Buddhahood. With the eye of the devotion can achieve the complete Buddhahood. I think this is a logical. How logical is it? All the Dharma when we're practicing, you cannot learn everything from the book. Book give you some degree of information. Like I mentioned this many times. When somebody showing you the moon by using finger, if you trust that person, you will follow that point. You have to let go the finger to look the moon. Make sense? Mm-hmm. So unless somebody point the moon, you're not going to see that one. So you have to trust that person to follow that direction. Yourself couldn't see that one. So so that reason, certain degree of understanding is not come from the reading book, not come from the teachings, only come from the experiment. So that way you have to trust to the guru to do that one. When what qualified guru can tell you this will work, you have to give 100% to with the trust and believe and try that one. Not just only try to use our own common sense, because sometimes our common sense doesn't work. Make sense? I think that reason is saying why is a guru devotion mean. So that same they here, Jesus mentioned guru devotion is like eye. If you have eye, you can go anywhere you want. You can see the road without the falling in the cliff or without the bumping to the wall. If you don't have eye, you may get to the nihilism or eternalism. Nihilism of a cliff, yeah? Nihilism of a cliff or eternalism of a wall? Huh? Cliff. Nihilism of a cliff or eternalism of a wall? You're going to jump somewhere. You're not going to get on the middle of the road. Make sense? Without eye. Same thing is without a guru, because we've never been there. So that reason we don't have any experience of directly, exactly seeing what it what. So that way, saying it's a devotion is important as we need to eye. It is now as the essence of the meaning is called the Mahamudra. If you want to look the detail, look the page 126. I think from there to start the Mahamudra. Permodally union and space like a non-composite. I'm sorry, permodally unborn. If that is a born, have to be ceased. So it's become impermanent. Yeah, Mahamudra is a permanent because it's a nature. Nature never changes. So that way it's called the unborn. Unborn is used by the Nagarjuna. Theory is used by the Nagarjuna, especially because the Buddha taught called the 10 equalize. In the one sutra, talk about the 10 equalize. One is called the equalize of the unborn. Equality? Nyampanyi.
No, not equalize or equality. I think the 10 equalizing qualities, I don't remember. Do
Nyampanyi.
you remember?
Nyampanyi chu. One is called the unborn equality. So you can find the correct vocabulary later maybe. So based on that, Nagarjuna gave. Reason is when we have a phenomena have three characteristics, always. Three characteristics. Born, live, cease. Yeah? If you don't have a birth, you don't need to worry about the live and cease. If you cannot prove that the phenomena are born, you don't need to prove if they are no live or cease. Make sense? If you cannot prove the phenomena are born, how you can prove phenomena are exist? Inherently. So that's the reason Nagarjuna used as an unborn this vocabulary.
It's just equality or
I think equality. Yeah, attain equality. Yeah, monument. Space like a non-composite. This is like space, no direction. Space itself have no direction. Good, bad, high, low, nothing. So like space. Pervasive, I mean all pervasive to samsara and nirvana. Space is a pervasive to everywhere. Same thing as a Mahamudra is everywhere. So that reason, as earlier for the text, when we talk about the Buddha nature, I use the Samadhabhadra. Always be excellent. Always, that is the every phenomena have that one, equally same. Nothing change. So all pervasive. Because why is it pervasive phenomena without the there are no phenomena without the suchness. Suchness is provided everywhere. So that way Mahamudra is too, provided to everywhere. So that way it's pervasive. Unchanging. It's like a Vajra, never change. When we get a bigger body, it not becoming bigger. When we get a smaller body, it not becoming smaller. That nature never changes. So that way it's unchanging. Vajra, which abide in all the phenomena as the perfect, pure union. So, base, path, result, always be nature called the Rigpa, nature of awareness as the inseparable of the three Vajra of the enlightened body, speech, mind. Our awareness always be inseparable of the three Vajra.
Okay.
Yeah, Rigpa.
Okay.
Awareness or knowledge or wisdom. Yeah. So nature empty is a dharmakaya. And appearance is a many what called the variety. Appearance as a many different is a sambhogakaya, and without the ceasing manifesting as a nirmanakaya.
Without ceasing,
Yeah.
Nirmanakaya?
Unceasing nature.
Okay.
Glow is the
Nirmanakaya.
Sambhogakaya is like many different kind of manifestation. Shows, yeah, variety of
Variety of phenomena.
Dharmakaya is the nature of emptiness. Yeah.
Variety of phenomena.
Yes. So that a variety of phenomena is a without a kind of like a ending, continually manifest. That is a nirmanakaya. Continuing is a nirmanakaya. Yes. So nature is like phenomena. Any phenomena, nature is a dharmakaya. A variety of appearance is a sambhogakaya, which is continually like independently, independent of continuing is the nirmanakaya. Meaning of the Mahamudra is a realization lead one into the liberation. So Mahamudra is a key to liberate us. So that way, as I said, Panjana Paramita is called the mother. Like mother give the birth of child. Same thing as a Panjana Paramita give the birth of liberation. So Mahamudra means the Panjana Paramita. And grasping bind on the samsara. When we grasping on something not exists, not solid, like inherently exists, then that what cause us to continue bound in the samsara. Possession is seen as a nectar, as a reflection. Poison as seen as a nectar of the reflection, as a wisdom. Discontent. What is discontent? Discordant factor.
Two things that are not in agreement with each other.
Ah.
Opposing.
If two people are discordant, they don't get along.
Or two flavors that don't go together,
Yeah.
or sounds that
Two
don't make music.
mitimba, two opposite. Yeah.
Or just doesn't mix well. Like
Yeah.
ketchup and whipped cream.
Things are the sounds that aren't in harmony.
Yeah.
Mitunpe.
Kyantana. Yeah. Discordant factor are seen as a wish fulfilling gem. As a when it, free from the discording. I think it should be free from the discording. It's like wish fulfilling gem. Because we are in the samsara, because of we have this discording. That cause us to have attachment, aversion, hatred, jealousy. These are all emotions. Emotion come from by discording. Yeah.
No.
And the poison is nectar, afflictions are wisdom, and
Yeah.
discordant factors are
So,
the
Oh, okay.
wisdom
Then
right? The pure view.
okay.
Isn't that it? I don't know. I read the book.
Disturbing emotions are wisdom.
yes.
that our difficulties lead us to
The pure view.
That they really are wisdom,
You know, they're by nature wisdom.
what they really are.
If you do it just in the English.
right part of the grasping.
So this mind how to abide on the Mahamudra. I think you can read it on the commentary. I think maybe page 127 somewhere.
It starts on page
Is said, carefree, allow mind to settle on itself. So first is carefree, and said, Gadugi Majebar, free from the rejection and acceptance, as a mind allowed to clear itself method, and the allow relax by not making concerned effort, concerned effort,
Concerted.
yeah, okay. But always you need mindfulness. Mindfulness have to be remain always. And Tilupa said, for the beginner beings, we have to go to first as a what called karma biting, then vipassana. So normally what do is first karma biting, then conjunction of karma biting and vipassana is called for mindfulness, like these days vipassana people teach, called for mindfulness. That is kind of conjunction of the karma biting and vipassana. Then actually vipassana is the what called Mahamudra itself. Then Mahamudra is basically not really
What are you saying? What?
Vipassana, yeah. So for that, first, Mahamudra means they have to stay on the nature. Tiluba said, ordinary beings, if not staying on the nature and hold the breath, and Rinpoche means the control the awareness and meditate on that. Like we have a Kamabhati meditation with breathing, holding the what called vast
Breath.
yeah, vast breath. Yeah, meditation. Vast breath meditation. That is talking about. So by that, and until you have a more control on your own mind. So cannot. So what does this mean? Cannot stay on the nature state. Like a common body itself. Sometimes lots of people actually teach here. Westerner, I heard this one is a saying, whenever you have thought, just don't follow the thought and just live as what called that?
Leave it as is.
Live as it is. Or, stay on the nature and this and that. Those work for the advanced one, but for the beginner one, it doesn't work that way. Because it never stay on that nature. We're not familiar, So that way need really what called conceptually effort to try to bring on the focal object by using material focal object outside, or using breathing, or using wind.
Right, some focus to hold on to.
Huh?
Cutting off the thought.
Yeah, some say cutting off the thought. I think that's for the beginner maybe not so useful. Because if you do that one, think about this. Can you have a mindfulness or not? Because you cannot lose the mindfulness from the common biting until to the complete meditation of the Buddhahood. Yeah. So that way, huh?
Yeah, I didn't follow that.
I didn't follow it
Karma
either.
biting isn't going to be enough. So you're saying it's where people have to start.
Their mind
No.
is too busy.
mindfulness. If you just said, okay, stop thinking, can you have a mindfulness or not? Mindfulness is a part of the meditation stage of the meditation from the beginning to until end. You always need the mindfulness.
This is the first time you're
Yes.
explaining it this way. You're moving to the
Lord Jiddu said, all the 3 times Buddha say highway is the mindfulness.
ocean of
Dusu sanje yi shulam de du gyunche membe tamba yes. Without the taking, without the what called the parting, without the taking break. Du gyunche me continuing mindfulness. All the
Whether you're awake, deep sleep, or dreaming.
yes,
be mindful.
you need the mindfulness. So dusu sanje yi shulam de du gyunche membe tamba yes. So you need something that is meditate with the mindfulness. So that way.
So Khenpo-lan?
Yes.
Non-conceptuality would be a very, very, very high state of realization, wouldn't it be?
I think so. So somebody who can do that one, then it's called the poison seen as a nectar. For us, poison as a poison. When somebody can transform that conceptual thought as a wisdom, this is a really high level. How you can transform is you just look in that thought itself. What we do is following the thought. 2 different things. We couldn't look the thought itself. That way we cannot transform the nectar as a poison. Same thing is we cannot live as it is. Because it is like if you live as a thought, it is, and it is like a water wave. Never end. One after come, one after one. Makes sense? For the beginner, I mean not we. I'm sure you have lots of advance here, so I don't want to say we. Beginner. For the beginner.
the beginner.
Those who are beginners.
Yes, those who are a beginner cannot, doesn't work. So until we are capable to transform to the poison as a nectar, see as a poison as a poison. Like a peacock can transform poison as a food, but not other. There's a one story. One raven taking care of the peacock's chick. So of course, when chick is small, they all look same. So the raven have no jealousy. But slowly growing, the peacock chick is becoming really beautiful, colorful. And raven is always a black. The raven mother get jealous. So feed the peacock chick is a poison. Try to kill. It become a better. I think then he gave his own chick the poison, it kill. Something like that, their story. So that way, when we talk about the poison seem as a nectar, people on online lots are saying all the they're kind of like can say big mouth. Their conversation, big mouth comes, but it's not easy. Can you look at the nature of the thought, or you are following the thought? That is different. It's a really simple way to can examine it ourselves. If you're just following the thought, that means the thought is controlling you. You couldn't transform the thought as a wisdom. If you can analyze that thought, that is then you get into the vipassana. If you couldn't analyze that thought, you cannot concentrate on that thought, then you need a combining. You are not ready to the vipassana. Vipassana is that analyzation. If you have thought, just analyze on that thought until you figure out. analyze. That is the in the called the Juni Drosung in the Mahamudra and Tsultrim, where it came from, where abiding, where it goes. We have no time to do the Juni Drosung. Immediately come new thought, before the doing the Juni Drosung. Then another new thought comes. So that is like water wave, never end. So then it's better not try to do the poison as a nectar. Think as a poison as a poison.
In Ocean of Definitive Meaning, one of the examples that the Karmapa uses is the disciple that comes in and says, "Oh, I had such blissful experience during meditation." And he says, well, that's where the teacher should know this student has no calm abiding. Send them back.
No. Same thing is when you're meditating, you get the bliss. When you become a little bit better, you get the bliss. People love that one. That's not good. Yeah. There's a 3 experience come. Bliss, clarity, and non-conceptual.
Sure.
If you get the bliss, you will born to the desire realm. Bliss, by belief itself, even not attached, belief itself only get to the desire realm. Clarity itself only get to the form realm. Non-thought only get to the formless realm. When you have this attachment, aversion, or whatever, involved to the 3 poison on those 3 experience, you will reborn to the lower realm. So that way, you read the Milareva's 100,000 song. Certain degree, he get the same kind of like experience, those 3, but beyond than that, something gone beyond than that. Same kind of experience is the same, but gone beyond that. That is actually realization comes. Not just only, I think I can say this one. That bliss can get from the kamabhati. But when that bliss is supported by the vipassana or mahamudra, then it's a change come from there. Different make from there. Then it's becoming more authentic. Then it's becoming better. If you just only just keep those 3 experience, it's not go anywhere. By that. So that way, poison is the nectar, affliction as a wisdom, discordant factor as a sin, as a wish fulfilling, space like a treasure. Then everything is like a Kajuba tradition said. This one, discordant factor as a sin, as a wish fulfilling mean. Kajuba said, 1 thought, 1 dharmakaya, 100 thought, 100 dharmakaya. Then every kind of experiment goes to become a source to wisdom. Right now, every experiment goes to away from the wisdom. That is different, yeah? Right now, those concepts, we have those all taught. Never become a treasure. Because we couldn't see that treasure. When we are becoming capable to see that in nature, then everything become a treasure. More thought is better. But for the beginner who are not capable to see that thought as a nature, less thought is better. So that way, discordant factor are seen as a wish fulfilling space, fulfilling space like treasure is only can have someone who can see the nature of that thought. Yes.
In all of this kind of discourse, it talks a lot about thoughts particularly, but I wonder if the same thing applies to other phenomena, because thoughts arise as part of this mind consciousness, but also we have eye consciousness, ear thought unique in some way because it's not sustained by a sense organ, or can we apply this same kind of analysis to all phenomena?
Sense organ give you the thought.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
A sense organ doesn't have thought.
Right, right,
Sense organ give the message to the mind,
right.
then become a thought.
Okay.
So it's mean that everything. You
Okay.
hear the sound, see the form, smell the taste. That itself is called the first movement. It doesn't have the thought.
Right.
When from there to give the message to the conscious, then conscious get, oh, this smell good, this smell bad. Those all conceptual comes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So, feelings are equivalent to thoughts?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. When you so that way, like for example, mindfulness. They use that metaphor. Like for example, you have a feeling, then analyze on that feeling, with the mindfulnessly.
So here thought is almost interchangeable with phenomena in
Yeah.
terms of the.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Wallace uses mind movement instead of thought,
Oh, okay.
to sort of collectively, when the mind moves.
Thank you.
So until you have a called the sensor symbol, maybe there is that quote. Sensor symbol mean until you become yourself as a secure from the meditation. You cannot separate from the called the devotion as a head of the meditation. Mindfulness as actually form of a meditation, and compassion as a activity of the meditation. So until you have your own accomplishment of the meditation, and try to become like helping other sentient beings, like want to teach and this and that, is it become only what called the obstacle of the Mara of your practice. So that reason Milarepa, why he ran away from the people. Make sense? When his sister came, said, look, other practitioners, they are really gloriously alive, they have everything, they can take care of their family, they can take care of all their disciple, and they have themselves have a self joy, other joy, and everyone can give joy. And then you, other hand, you, who cannot help even yourself. What kind of this meditation? Milarepa said, if I try to do that one, I can do better than him. I can build better than him this kind of, glory. But by that glory cannot help anyone. So that way I run away for the benefit of every sentient beings. Marba said to Milarepa, staying in the mountains, isolated, that is the repaying the kindness of your parents. That is the repaying the kindness of your teachers. That is the benefit for the sentient beings. That is the repaying the kindness of the three jewels, offering to the three jewels. Everything is come from by staying away from that. So then shame and telwa mean the kind of like a kind of sense of like a people may say something. Telwa. Katatantu tela telwa. Tell.
Guilt and shame.
Guilt and shame. Maybe guilt and shame as the armor of meditation.
Explain.
Armor, like
No, armor.
yeah.
Explain
When you
why
have
one is- why
so
is-
that way when you have a sense of shame, you will not do
Oh,
those craziness. Shameless one do anything for gain some temporary,
Yeah, but guilt and shame have attachment. Don't you think remorse is a better word? Or
No. Here, remorse is a maybe. Huh?
Tawa is shame.
Huh?
shame?
Tawa is shame.
Yeah. Okay.
It's always translated as guilt and shame.
Oh, okay.
I've never seen it as anything else.
Okay. With the sixth perfection, here said for accumulation is not for accumulation. Force means of a gathering, and factors for the enlightenment are complete. Traveling the ground and the path lead one to the non-abiding nirvana, which is referred to as enlightenment. So by like 6 perfection, 6 paramita. 6 paramita have both wisdom and method. That way it become a perfection. Or sometimes that is what the paramita mean. By using wisdom and method. 6 paramita or 4 means of gathering. Not for accumulation. You can change that one. 4 means of gathering. We talked about the 4 means of gathering earlier. Yeah. That by complete enlightenment. Traveled ground is like 10 bhumi. Through that, by meditating 10 paramita, you cover all the 10 bhumi. So that we call that 10 bhumi, ground, and path. There's a 5 path. Path of the accumulation, path of the application, path of the seeing, path of the meditation, path of the non-meditation. And the Mahamudra we use as a 4 yoga. 1 point, free from elaboration, 1 test, non-meditation. 1 point is mostly focusing on the karma biting, supported by the vipassana. Free from elaboration is the then who have a realization of seeing the nature of a mind. Then 1 test is when it become called the pure bhumi. Pure bhumi because they have no duality, yeah. In pure bhumi is have duality. So that reason is called the pure and impure. So 1 test means the non-duality. In the Mahamudra yoga, 1 test yoga. And non-meditation means the Buddhahood. So those 3 travel through those paths. And why you get to the nirvana, referring to be enlightenment. This indicated as a Sugata or Buddhahood, also named as a Sugata or Buddhahood. So those path, even just Guru Yoga itself can help. Staying with the Guru as a path of the accumulation, and receiving the all instruction or teaching is called the path of the application, and receiving the oral transmission. Yeah, oral transmission. Yeah, oral transmission like nature mind. Oral transmission on the nature as called the path of the seeing.
The pointing out instruction?
Huh?
Is that the pointing out
Yes,
instruction?
yes.
Okay.
Then non-duality of the meditation and non-meditation. Understand of the meditation and non-meditation. Can you say? As a path of the meditation. And when you get to reach to the path of the your mind reach to the inseparable of all the sugatas state of the mind, which is complete. Look on the page 31, 131.
131.
Yeah, this one. Those who have seen the truth but have not been diligent may achieve a Buddhahood in the intermediate state by free from the rejection and adopting. We call the Dharmakaya Barto. When we're dying, the moment of the death and life, kind of like that between there is some degree as get to the mind to the nature state. If you have this all instruction and you have some experience of the meditating on the emptiness, at that time you will recognize that. Or some people who practice in the dream yoga. Also dream yoga is used at that times, gap. So then at the intermediate state, this is intermediate state. It's not saying so once you born to the intermediate state, called the first intermediate state, called the Dhammadhatu Bardo, yeah? Shunyi Bardo, yeah. So we at the beginning it said ground, path, result. Ground, path is gone. Now result from those paths. One will achieve the non-dual Dharmakaya, which is free from the stain of the three obscuration, as is the privation of ultimate peace like a space devoid of the conceptualization. So this is, I think, not difficult. Stain of three obscuration, I see, can get by following the path. Path of the accumulation, and the path of the accumulation and application. You are free from obscuration or karma. Path of the seeing, and from the path of the seeing to until the Sabin Bhumi, free from obscuration of the liberation. And path of the it can say, I think this path of the accumulation and application, free from you can free from the obscuration of the karma. Path of the seeing, free from obscuration of the what called the liberation. And path of the meditation, free from obscuration of the omniscience. Then you can become a Buddhahood by relying on those 5 paths. That's what we're looking. It is a privation. Like a sky, like a space, because space have no conceptual of color, form, shape, same as a conception, free from all the conceptual, like a profession, ultimate, and it is ultimate in peace like space, devoid of the conceptualizations. It manifests as a great fulfillment of the Dhammakaya, Sambhogakaya, whatever form one wish is a Nirmanakaya, free from conceptually, like a wish-fulfilling gem, one manifests a deed continually. So Dharmakaya is what we achieve. Sambhogakaya and Nirmanakaya is a manifestation from that form, based on the what called the recipient. Can you say recipient? The disciple.
Based on the needs and
yeah, based on the need. Yes. Yes. Once endowed with the untrained wisdom, untainted wisdom and ultimate omniscience, and give rise to quality of the 10 power for fearlessness and complete distinctive quality, like a reflection of the moon in the water. This is in the Uttara Tantra mentioned. Sambhogakaya and Nirmanakaya is a reflection in the moon on the water. Dharmakaya is the moon. So if water is clear, you see the reflection clear. If water is dirty, you see the reflection is not clear. If there is no water, you will never see the reflection. So ordinary being who have no water of the devotion, what called the clean, that way we wouldn't see the kaya. Then when we get to the certain degree of purification, then our waters become clean. Then we see the nirmana kaya. Then our waters are really clean, like 8 to 10 bhumis bodhisattva's mind. Then see the sambhoga kaya. But moon never change anything. Reflection is based on that water. How clean become water? Reflection becoming clear. How become more dirty the water? Become a reflection as a worse thing. Make sense? Yeah. One is a deja vu. What is mean that with the major and minor mark? With the mark with adorn, yeah. One with the adorn with the major and minor marks. This is talking about the Buddha, Sambhogakaya and Nirmanakaya have a major and minor mark. And uninterrupted flow of a spontaneous activity ensures. Ensues. Yes. Spontaneously activity comes. Why is it spontaneously? Because it's the power of the aspiration prayer. As power of the aspiration prayer make their spontaneous, their activity. Right now we don't have a spontaneous activity, but we have the power of aspiration prayer. We can make that. I have explained here many meaning of this basis, path, result, and which subsume the meaning of the essence of the profound teaching of the Sutra and Tantra and their commentary. By this merit, may all sentient beings whose number is vast as space attain the omniscience possessing the two qualities. Two purities, I'm sorry. Two purity mean that naturally pure and pure from the called the temporary defilement. We all sentient beings are naturally pure. Nature is always pure, but our temporary defilement is not pure. So we are trying to purify the temporary defilement. Why is called the temporary defilement? Because that stain of the obscuration and your mind is not one. That way it's called the temporary. Because you can separate them. That way it's called the temporary. But you cannot think, oh, this is temporary. Sooner or later, someday it's go away. It's not. Never going to happen that. Make sense? So, to purity. Then conclusion. This complete the test called the essence of the Mahayana teaching, which is composed by the great saint, scholar, yogi, nature by Shetan Dorje. This is Shetan Dorje came to Digung from somewhere. I think he was from the original Sajja tradition. Basically, he came to the kind of like a debate to the Lord Jidisumgun. And but when he got to the see the Jidisumgun, and Jidisumgun, of course, he welcomed him, and just talking without his asking question. Jidisumgun keeping conversation. Through the conversation, give all his answer, what he prepared to ask question, without asking question. Then instantly he became a disciple of Jidisumgun. Then he received those all teachings based on the Jidisumgun's teaching. He composed this one. Now I can say he's like a secretary. Like word of my perfect teacher. Same thing like that. So that way we count as this is teaching of the Lord Jidisumgun, but wrote by Nejo by Shetan Dorje.
So Khenpo, I found a book. It is The Treasury of Knowledge, Book 5, Buddhist Ethics.
Yeah.
It's $31, only 2 copies left. That's one copy belongs to Nadu, so 1 copy.
That's Amazon. You can order it from.
Jagarajya Mahayana Nisheshasana Shidana Peja Sanjata Jenju Sambatanjala Chatali Juminandara Sindhu
Okay, so if you would open your prayer books to page 34.
wait
by the virtues
2
collected
minutes
in the 3 times.
for your discussion until you finish to that dedication. Then you are free to talk 2 hours. Yeah. Sorry.
By the virtues collected in the 3 times, by myself and all beings in samsara and nirvana, and by the innate root of virtue, may I and all sentient beings quickly attain unsurpassed, perfect, complete, and precious Buddhahood. May the teachings of the great Trikumpa Ratna Shri, who is omniscient, Lord of the Dharma, Master of interdependence, continue to increase through study, practice, contemplation, and meditation until the end of samsara.
Thank you.